Good morning, students. So today we are going to start the last session of Unit 1. It is limiting reagent and methods of calculating concentration. Now, when we talk about a balanced chemical equation, then two terms come in our mind: stoichiometry and stoichiometric calculations. The word stoichiometry is derived from two Greek words, stoichion and metron. Stoichion means element and metron means measure. Stoichiometry so deals with the calculation of masses or calculation of volume. We can calculate this for reactants also as well as for products also in any chemical reaction. Now let us take one example. This is the reaction showing combustion of methane. Now first of all, when we have to calculate something, mass or volume or of any reactant or of any product, then we have to take first of all balanced chemical equation, just like this is balanced chemical equation. Now from this balanced chemical equation, what is known to us? Those things which are written on the left side are reactants, those things which are written on the right side are products. So whatever number is written in front of the compounds in reactants as well as in products, they are given the name stoichiometric coefficients. They are called stoichiometric coefficients. Okay. Now from this we will come to know that how many moles of a particular reactant are reacting with how many moles of another reactant. Now in this case 1 mole of CH4 is reacting with 2 moles of oxygen, and there is formation of 1 mole of CO2 and 2 moles of H2O. Now you know the mole concept from this definition of mass. 1 mole of any substance is equal to its gram atomic mass or gram molecular mass. Similarly, 22 liters will be the volume of 1 mole of gas at STP. Now it depends on what is to be calculated. If we want to calculate volume, then condition should be STP, and then we can take 1 mole as equal to 22.4 liters. And if we want to take mass, then 1 mole mass will be equal to gram atomic mass or gram molecular mass, depends on it is atom or molecule. If we know this much, then by using this we can calculate whatever is required that we can calculate. Okay. So those numbers which are written in front of reactants or products, they are called stoichiometric coefficients. So they are to be used for calculations. Now one more term comes, limiting reagent. Sometimes we say limiting reactant also. So that reactant which is entirely consumed when a reaction goes to completion is called limiting reagent. So whatever is the requirement according to balanced chemical equation, if we are taking less than that of a particular reactant, then that reactant will consume first, and then it will become limiting reactant. Okay. Now here you can see if one ice cream is to be prepared, and it needs 50 ml of syrup, 1 cherry and 2 scoops of ice cream, then this formation is formed. Suppose this is the case. Now what we are taking, we have taken 8 scoops of this, 6 cherries and only 100 ml of this syrup. Now how many ice creams are possible? Because this much is the requirement of 1. So for 50 ml, 1 this and 2 this will be used, means 1 this, 2 this and this much will form 1 ice cream. Similarly, this plus this will form this. Now what happened? This particular reactant has consumed, now it finished, but these are left out. So it means since this was consumed first, so it is limiting reagent. Okay. Now reactions in solution. Here what is to be done? Here we calculate the mass percentage, molality, mole fraction. These all are called concentration determining terms. We can determine the concentration of solution by using mass percentage, molality or mole fraction. Okay. So how we calculate the percentage, mass percentage? What we have to do is we have to take, what we have to do is we will be taking mass of solute and then mass of solution. Mass of solution will be equal to mass of solute plus mass of solvent. As you know, what is solution? Solution is the combination of solute and solvent. So total mass of solution is equal to mass of solute plus mass of solvent. Then we will divide by using this formula and mass percentage will be calculated. So this is first method of calculating mass percentage. Here with the help of one example we can check. Suppose a solution is prepared by adding 2 gram of a substance A in 18 gram of water. Then what is the mass percentage of A? Mass percentage of A. This will be equal to mass of A over total mass of solution multiplied by 100. So this way you will get. Okay. So mass percent is this much and it is 10% in this case. Now similarly, next is molarity. Molarity is the number of moles of the solute dissolved per liter of the solution. Now how to calculate number of moles? This we studied in the last session. If we are given mass, then mass is to be divided by molecular mass and then we will get number of moles. Okay, so number of moles will be divided by volume of solution in ml multiplied by 1000. This will give the molarity value. Now see, let us take one example. Suppose we have to calculate the molarity of sodium hydroxide solution, and this solution was prepared by taking 4 gram of sodium hydroxide and total volume made is 250 ml. Now see, when solvent is not told, then it means water is the solvent. So in this case, water is the solvent. Now first of all we have to calculate the number of moles. So number of N means number of moles, volume of solution. Okay. Now see, number of moles are calculated, mass of Na over gram atomic mass. Okay, mass of Na over gram atomic mass. So for this much is number of moles. We have used the formula mass of substance over molecular mass of substance, and this is volume of solution. So in this way we can calculate 0.4 mole per liter, or we will say it is 0.4 molar. This is the molarity calculated in this case. Now second is molality. Now what is molality? It is denoted by small m. It is the number of moles of solute dissolved in per kg of the solvent, or if we are taking solvent in grams, then we have to multiply by 1000. So what is the difference? There we were taking volume of solution, here we have to take mass of solvent. Okay, so let us take one example. Density of 3 molar solution of NaCl is given. Now molarity is given. This is molarity. Now how to calculate the mass? This is mass, because what is there? 3 moles. For 1 mole it is equal to 58.5. 1 mole is equal to gram molecular mass. So for this molecular mass is 58.5. Now when we will multiply for 3 moles, then it will be this much. Now when we are taking 1 liter of solution and we know the density, then density is mass over volume. So what is the mass of solution? That mass will be equal to volume multiplied by, this is volume multiplied by density. So we have to multiply here also and here also. Then this will be mass of total solution. Now see, mass of solute is known, mass of solute is known, mass of solution is known. So mass of solvent can be calculated. Now when we know the mass of solvent, then we can apply the formula. Number of moles divided by mass of solvent. So there will be molality value, it is 2.79 molal. What we say, molal. Now let us come to mole fraction. Okay, now see, here sometime we confuse, we write the mass itself, but we have to write number of moles. Suppose we have to calculate the mole fraction of A component in a solution, then what we will do? We will divide the number of moles of A component by total number of moles. Total number of moles means as many components are there. If there are 2 components, then total number of moles will be Na plus Nb. So mole fraction of A is equal to Na over Na plus Nb. Similarly, mole fraction of B will be Nb over Na plus Nb. Now if we sum up, what we do? If we sum, what is to be summed up? Xa plus Xb, then it will be equal to 1. So sum of the mole fractions of all the components is always unity, is always 1. Okay, now whatever we have discussed till now, on the basis of that you have to solve these problems. This is your homework. Kindly do it. In case of any problem, you can ask.